Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and talk about the girls and boys in Huntsville, Alabama. Now, y'all know I've been going back and forth about whether or not I wanted to review Love in Hip Hop, as I like to call it, Love in Hip Hop Huntsville. Um, I was excited about the return. Well, once I saw the trailer, I was excited about the return of Love and Hip Hop Huntsville. I was. Um, and then when the show aired, I was kind of over it. It was on my DVR, but I just didn't have a desire to like press play. Um, so today I was kind of bored and I was like, I haven't made a video in a couple of days, so let me just go ahead and just see what's going on Love and Marriage, Huntsville. So here we are. Um, I'm gonna try and have uh, the episode 2 just came on just like a couple of hours ago. So I'm gonna try to have that up by tomorrow. Um, but yeah, we down here. Girl, we're gonna go ahead and review Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Hopefully, it doesn't turn into Love and Hip Hop, Huntsville. All right, so who do we have this season? We have everybody return. Everybody returned except for what I can see. Destiny. Destiny looks like she got her pink slip. And we have Kiki. Is Kiki? I thought y'all said Kiki was married, but Kiki is in the opening credits by herself, so I don't know. But we have Kiki, so shout out to Kiki. She got her peach, and we have Stormy and Courtney. Shout out to Stormy and Courtney. We like Stormy and Courtney. We wanted them to become full-time cast members. So shout out to Stormy and Courtney, and I think everybody else returned except for Destiny. But I also saw a clip of Destiny filming. So I don't know. But yeah, everybody's back. So shout out to everybody. All right. So Melody Cherie. Girl, it's been a little upgrade. I said, okay, girl, we got a new introduction. We got new you know how like on The Real Housewives whenever they're about to show like, someone on the show, they'll show like Garcelle, and then Garcelle's sons will be in the background, or they'll show like Dolores, and then like Frank and her children will be in the background. So that's kind of what they have on like Love and Marriage now. So Melody and Kimmy, Melody stops by Kimmy's place. That's really the only person that she's cool with. Okay. She just turned 37. She doesn't really want to reveal what she did in Vegas, or she went to Vegas for her 37th birthday, but she doesn't really want to reveal to Kimmy who she went with or what she did. She says that's her personal business. Now, let me just say something. I understand that Melody has been transparent with her business thus far, especially as it pertains to her and Martell. But let me just ask y'all a question. Do we think it's fair that Melody may start to be able to withhold information about her personal life, being that that's probably the same reason why Miss Destiny got the boot? It kind of reminds me of like Nene. You know how like you have that employee of the month? Like Nene pretty much was like employee of the year for a very long time, and then she felt like she didn't have to participate anymore because of what she did in the past, and that's not how like work works, right? So I'm just gonna throw that. I just want to throw that out there because Melody doesn't really want to, Kim is supposed to be your friend, but you don't even want to really reveal to her who you went to Vegas with. Okay, girl. Kimmy wants to celebrate. Maurice, you shut up. Y'all know I'm Team Kimmy. Anything Kimmy say she want, girl, Kimmy needs to get. Okay, so Kimmy wants to celebrate because she is done with chemo. Okay, I will say this much. I understand Maurice. I do. He just wants to make sure that Kimmy is the green light is green, right? He doesn't want Kimmy to celebrate too early, and then something happens, and then they're kind of back at square one. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't understand his reservations for Kimmy wanting to throw a party. But Kimmy wants to throw a party to kind of celebrate the fact that she's done with chemo. She only has two things left. I think she said surgery and radiation. Me personally, I just think that Kimmy should just have the party. I don't know how it feels to have breast cancer. I'm sure that it is just a terrifying thing. So if that's what Kimmy wants to do, and if it's going to make her feel better and lift her spirits, then I'm all down for it. Mel is going to host a party. Mel pretty much doesn't get along with most of the group. So her and Kimmy did like this mock, a practice basically of how she was gonna be when she called them. I'm not gonna lie, girl, it was actually kind of funny. Mel act like she was calling someone, basically Tisha. Hey, how you doing? This is Mel. Good. that was Kimmy. Good. She was real short. Girl, now I don't know if I feel like they edited it that way when Mel called Tisha, because it did kind of like it kind of was the same way that Mel was when she was pretending to call someone when she was playing the role with Kimmy. But anyways, I thought that was funny. Martell is getting a facial. Miss Marlene stops by, and he lets her know that he is going to counseling. And he says, he wants to become a better person. And she says, going to counseling. She's a better person. How? Let me say this. I think that we all could use a therapy session, a 2, a 3, a 4, or 5, okay? Some more than others. I think that it's wonderful that Martell is going to therapy, counseling. He calls it counseling, right? Therapy, girl, whatever. I think it's a wonderful thing that he's going to speak to someone. It just shows that he, at least he's trying. Now, I got a few things to say, okay? I have a few things to say, but for right now, I'm going to say, oh, girl. So right now, I'm going to say I think that it is, kudos to Martell for taking the initiative to go seek help to become a better person. With all due respect to Miss Marlene is a part of the problem, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember when it first broke that Melody and Martell were basically headed for Splitsville. Miss Marlene seemed like she was. It's not to be on someone's side, because to me the right side is the side you should be on, and to me I felt like that right side was Melody's side in that situation, the divorce situation, and it seemed like Miss Marlene was on the right side, which was Melody's side, and then somewhere along the line it's like she flipped, right, and it was just kind of just like my son, my son, my son, And I don't think that it helps Martell when she sits there and she pretty much kind of act like ain't nothing wrong with Martell, or what's the reason that you're going to counseling? Like, be a better person. How? Kind of like almost like you're fine, you're perfect, and it's like, no, that's no tea, no shade. But girl, all I'm gonna say is this: we don't raise ourselves. Okay? I don't know where Martell's father was. Where is Martell's father? I don't know. I can't even remember. Has he ever even discussed his daddy? Is his daddy dead? I don't know what. You know what? I just thought about that. I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. Girl, you know it's been like 1,000 episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Um, so I don't know where the father was or if the father passed away. I can't remember. But you know, Martell done raised himself, and we know that girl. Your childhood, if it kind of, you know, that it plays a part in who you become. It's the person you become, right? And it's up to you, even if you're raised the wrong way, to kind of figure out what's wrong, what's right. And I just feel like even at Martell's big age, I just don't think that girl, like, it does him any justice when your mama sits there in your face and act like ain't nothing wrong with you. Well, girl, the truth of the matter is, girl, like 99.99999% of the reason why you're divorced is because of Martell. Okay, girl, 90%. I'm okay, 85%. I'm sure Melody was not a perfect wife, but I just want Ms. Martell to kind of stop with the "you're perfect, ain't nothing wrong with you." It's blame to go around for everybody. Yes, again, okay, 15% can go to Mel. 70%, 30% can go to Mel. You know what I'm saying? Mel wasn't a perfect wife. But girl, a good chunk of the reason why Melody and Martell are not together is because of Martell. Let that man go be a better person. That's all I'm saying. Stormy and Courtney. Um, Courtney doesn't want Stormy to breastfeed anymore. It's this thing. I've heard this where like men sometimes are in like competition with their children because it's kind of like not like competition, but like now we have this person who is depending on your breast for survival, for survival, right? To eat, to be nourished. And now this person is taken away from, girl, my nourishment, right? So now that those breasts are supposed to be, those breasts are supposed to be mine. And now this little person has come along, and now this is what they, and it's kind of like, I remember one time Ashley said this, and I said, ooh, I never thought about it that way. I remember Ashley Darby from Real Housewives of Potomac said when she was in therapy, she said that basically sometimes she feels like a utility. Like she's just basically meant there. She's just there to kind of just like, girl, one minute my husband want to suck on my titties. The next minute I gotta feed the baby. Like I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, I never really thought about it that way. But I feel like a part of that, the reason why Courtney doesn't want Stormy to breastfeed is for his own like reasons, right? You know, it's taken away from intimate time for me and you. Those used to be my boobies, and now like I have to share them with this other person. I feel like that's the reason. Um, but Courtney does not want any more kids. Stormy wants more children. Now listen. I think Stormy almost died with her son. I think it was a bad labor. It was a bad, I don't think it was a good, that's why you have to be real careful when y'all be like, oh, like, I don't know if y'all know or not, but y'all do know women die during like childbirth. So like whenever y'all just like, be like, oh, I want you to have more, like kind of like with Ross and, um, um, Sonya's husband, with Ross and Sanya, he was like, he want more kids, and it's like, girl, y'all just make it seem like it's so easy, like childbirth, like it's like for some people, I know for some people they just pop the baby out and it's kind of like, girl, they going by their business, but girl, that's like a whole human being that somebody is carrying around. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, that's not nothing to play with. But Stormy wants to have more kids. I think the pregnancy that she had with her son was not the best. I think she lost a lot of blood. So Courtney was just like, I don't want to have any more kids. The first go around was horrible. He was giving her reason after reason after reason. Stormy was not listening to Courtney, in my opinion, because when she had a conversation later with her mother, she tried to act like she didn't know what the reason was. He literally told you, like, girl. Now, at one point, it just sounded like he was just saying stuff because he started out telling Stormy, I don't want to have kids because of what you went through the first time. I'm sure that is a traumatic situation. Of course, she's going through it, but that's also his wife. So to see your wife who could possibly die, like, I'm sure that was traumatic on him too. So he was like, what happened the first time, and then he was like, then she said, well, what about a surrogate? And he was like, I don't want somebody else carrying my child. Some people are real funny acting when it comes to surrogacy. And then he was like, then the next reason he was like, what if the children are in competition with each other? So at one point I did feel like he was just kind of like throwing anything against the wall, whatever could stick. But I think that was only because Stormy wasn't really listening to him the first time. Yes, it is a conversation that you should have before you get married, especially when it has to do with kids. But I do think that once people start to have kids, even if you got with someone and y'all both agreed, okay, we're going to have 6 kids. Once you start to have those kids and those kids start running around the house, girl, you start to realize, yeah, okay, and I know I said I wanted 6. But yeah, I think I'm okay with these 2, 3, maybe these 4, because 6 ain't gonna do. You see what I'm saying? So even if they had the conversation prior to them being together, stuff changes. Stuff does change. And again, I don't think Stormy was really listening to Courtney because he was giving her reasons of why he didn't want to have kids. And I think she was just stuck on she was surprised that, I think she was really surprised that he was saying like, no, I don't want no more kids. And I don't think that that's something you should play with. Like, I don't know how y'all compromise on kids. That's not like something you can just return to the store. I guess you could return it to a store, put them up for adoption. I guess, but it's kind of like, girl, that's nothing you should just like play. I think everybody should be on board. Anyways, Mel is sitting down with her kids. Girl, I'm not gonna lie. When the little girl asked for an iPhone, did y'all hear one of them kids? Either it was the oldest or the son. I couldn't tell who it was. The little girl said, I asked for an iPhone 14 from Santa Claus. I heard somebody say, that's going to be a no. That's how I giggle so hard. Mel, baby, I'm not going to lie. I hollered some more. When Mel pulled out that Obama phone, what is she doing? Girl, what is she doing? Girl, when Mel pulled out that Obama phone, when she pulled out that trap phone, all I'm going to say is this. If Mel has to go through all of this to make sure that her coworkers don't have her number, when we know that them having each other's number plays a big part in how this show continues, when they have group gatherings, when they have whatever, they throw whatever events or parties, there's going to have to be a way for everybody to get in contact with each other, even if it's like, girl, a group message. But I do think it's kind of over the top that Mel has this trap phone in order to communicate with her castmates. Girl, it may be at the point where, Melody, it is time for you to exit stage left and become this star that everybody says that you are and have your own show. Because I don't understand how long this is going to be how long this can go on with the whole trap phone. Because we know a big part of these shows are them getting together in groups. So how does this work? She basically invites everybody to the party. She calls Tisha again. It kind of reminded me of when her and Kimmy were kind of playing like they were on the phone. And that was pretty much it. Mel calls Martell. He brings up a prayer. Something about, girl. I'm trying to wait until the second episode because I saw a clip online and I want to kind of wrap it all up together. But I feel like any time that we talk about Martell and Melody, I'm going to repeat myself at least 15 times because I really want to make myself clear when it comes to Martell and Melody, let me just say this. When it comes to Martell and Melody, Melody don't owe Martell a fucking thing. Just flat out. Nothing. While I'm happy that Martell is in therapy, trying to be the best man that he can be. Shout out to Martell, right, for taking the initiative to go and be the best version of himself. Kudos. But Martell, he's not there yet because the way that Martell acts like Melody owes him something. I'm tired of people, and y'all know I have a mouthful to say about Miss Melody Cherie. But one thing about it, two things for sure, I'm tired of people getting online acting like Melody is treating Martell in a way that they don't understand. Like, have y'all motherfuckers watched the show? Have y'all watched from season 1? This man just didn't have a little slip up. You know what I'm saying? And even, girl, ain't no such thing as a slip up when you slip into some pussy, okay? Girl, it wasn't like he just had a one little slip up and cheated. Even then, girl, that's still a lot for me. But I know some of y'all like to stay with y'all men who cheat. But, girl, it's not like he had one little slip up. Martell cheated on this woman, had a girlfriend on this woman, had a baby. And quiet as this kept, he probably would have had multiple. Because we know Ariana got a girl, at least 1 or 2 having babies, okay? Hello? Disrespected this lady. Called this woman a hoe on TV. And then y'all have the nerve to get online and call Melody bitter. And call Melody mean. And he's just trying. Well, let him try with the next bitch, because I don't care. Melody don't owe Martell shit. Let me say it again for the people. Melody don't owe Martell shit. Nothing. So if she wanted to pay Martell dust for the rest of her life, she has a right to. That man disrespected her and embarrassed her on national cable television. And had a baby on her. Girl. And called her a hoe on TV. Girl, what? So she don't want to sit on the phone and pray that she ain't got to. Because all Martell gonna do is turn around and try to take full custody of the kids. Girl, y'all got some nerve. And y'all know I don't even go up for Melody like that. Okay? But right is right and wrong is wrong. Now, since I got that off my chest. Okay, let's move on. All right. Stormy and Miss, okay? Listen. First of all, Stormy mama is so pretty. You know I say pretty. I know I say pretty. I say pretty, okay? Stormy's mama is so pretty to me, okay? Betty, that's her name. Betty Jean. I feel like her name is Betty Jean. Now, we're going to have to call a thing a thing. This ain't no disrespect to Miss Betty. But this is how I feel about it across the board. The same way, y'all know Miss Wonder was my girl. For those who don't know, Miss Wonder was my girl. Okay? But I also knew Miss Wonder had too much mouth. And how many times did y'all hear me say, I want Kimmy or either Melody to cuss Miss Wonder out because Miss Wonder did too much. And even though Miss Wonder was my girl, I could also step outside of the fact that was my girl and say, girl, you be doing too much. Girl, this is what I want everybody to understand in 2023. Everybody on this show is grown. They are grown-ass women. And I think that Stormy is definitely right when she says that basically when her mama get on social media doing what she doing, Stormy got to clean it up. Or Stormy gonna be put in the middle too. Because this is just the truth. No matter if your mama, my mama right, or even if they dead wrong, nobody gonna sit there and let nobody talk to their mama crazy. Cause I don't give a damn how wrong Valerie is. You're not gonna sit there and talk to my mama crazy. Okay? She could be dead ass wrong, but you're not gonna talk to my mama crazy. You see what I'm saying? But I think that's why it's also important to make sure that you let your parents know, mother and father, Please don't say, get in the middle of, do anything that will put me in a position where I would have to slap the shit out of somebody because they disrespected you because your ass was low key in the wrong. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like what Miss Betty is doing is putting Stormy in a position where she could potentially have to slap the shit out of Melody. But even though Betty was probably wrong. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is I hope we don't get to a point where Melody has to cuss out Betty because she done disrespected Melody, because she done got involved into some mess that, quite frankly, ain't got nothing to do with her. I feel that well across. I don't give a damn who mama it is, right? I've always said I felt like the mama should stay out of the business. From Mama Joyce to Wanda, now to Betty. I don't care who mama it is. They should stay out of it. Because it does just take it to another level that it may not necessarily have to go to. Because again, nobody gonna sit there and let their mama get disrespected. But also I think that people need to realize that everybody is grown. And what I always say, your mama ain't my mama. As far as I'm concerned, that's just another chick on the street. And she can get cursed out too. You see what I'm saying? So I just hope it don't get to a point where Melody got to curse out Miss Betty. But if Melody do cuss out Betty, I'm going to guarantee you it's going to almost be because Melody was in her right to cuss out Betty. Because Betty done said some shit she ain't had no business saying to this other grown-ass woman. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Okay. But, she talks to Stormy about Courtney, and she says maybe it's a trauma. Again, Stormy, I don't think Stormy was really listening to Courtney because he gave you a reason. He gave you reasons, okay? The real love we're here. Girl, yes. He gave you some reasons. You just wasn't paying attention. I think she was so caught off guard that he said he didn't want to have no children, that everything he said after that, it just wasn't, it was like going in one ear and not the other. She says Betty loves social media. Girl, old people love social media. She says Betty loves social media. And she put Stormy in shit. I put in if she disrespects her, if someone disrespects her, it's a bigger beef. That's what I put. Betty, I said she ain't never cared for Mel. But I don't know how you can really take that because from what Stormy said, Betty ain't never cared for none of her friends. So I can see Betty being one of those people who feel like everybody, especially now since Stormy probably got a little bit of money, I can see her always feeling like everybody is jealous of Stormy. So I really don't know how to take. I mean, y'all know I don't too much care for Melody, but I don't know how to really take it coming from Betty because from what Stormy said, she ain't never cared for none of her friends. So it's just kind of like, girl, girl, you're just a different person. They have a little party. Girl, Melody says the florist did a great job. Girl, it look like you got them. It look like you got them flowers from Publix or Kroger and threw them on the table. Okay, girl, whatever. It ain't too much you can do at the top at the golf place. Tisha had on that Adidas suit, that Beyonce, the Ivy Park. It was cute. You know, I don't too much care for Beyonce little line, but that suit was cute on Tisha. Martell goes up to Melody. Hey, Mel, how the kids doing? You didn't text them? You can text them. I'm sure they got their iPads. But she said that she would have been mean. They doing fine. He says, why you doing me like this? That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Why you doing me like this? Like, nigga, like, girl, what is this like? Like, Martell, I'm not going, I already said what I said. Martell, I don't think he really fully grasped, like, what he did. And that Melody don't owe him nothing. And that Melody don't have to pray with him. Melody don't have to let you walk her to her car. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's on the second episode. I saw a clip online. Like, okay, let me move on. Kimmy announces that she's, chemo is done. She's doing great. The radiologist thought that she had already had surgery. She hasn't. So she's doing so far, so good. So shout out to Kimmy. He said, I'm the father of your 4 children. Girl, what that mean? Girl, now all of a sudden, now you're the father. Well, you were also my husband, too, and you still disrespecting me, you sorry mother. Girl, if Melody cussed out Martell every chance she got, I would not care. I wouldn't care. I'm sorry. You don't get to do somebody the way Martell did that lady and then expect her to just to be over it or just treat you like, oh, I'm the father of 4 kids. Okay, she the mother of your 4 kids, and that doesn't stop you from treating her like shit. Girl, let me shut up. I'm about to get worked up. All right, Stormy pulls me. Now this is where Mel is. This is where Mel is full of shit. Okay. So Stormy pulls Mel to the side. Mel done changed her number, long story short, because it was to be continued, so I'm sure we're going to talk about this some more in episode 2. But Melody has changed her number. That's why she had the trap phone. She don't want anybody to have her number. She tells Stormy, it never occurred to you that, you should call me. Girl, even if she tried to call you, girl, she wouldn't have got through because, girl, your phone number has changed. What it sounded like to me, Stormy was saying that, girl, we're big texters. So I was texting you and you were not responding. Melody tells Stormy that you should have hit me up on my DMs. Let me tell y'all something right now. I don't give a damn how much you love Melody and how much you might think she walk on water. Y'all know that is some bullshit. When you change your number, you're going to give the number to people that you want to have your number. So if you go to AT&T, Verizon, Metro PCS, or Cricket, and you change your number, you're going to hit your husband up and say, hey, baby, this is my new number. You're going to hit your good Judy up and say, hey, sis, this is my new number. You're going to hit your children up and say, hey, kids, this is my new number. You're going to hit your mama up, your daddy up, your cousins, your best friend, your sorority sister, whomever. Your side nigga, whoever, your side bitch, whoever. You're going to hit them up and say, hey, this is my new number. That's how that works. Nobody should have to DM their friend to get their number. And then y'all wonder why Destiny was acting the way that she acted with Melody. Melody does not set the proper expectations when she meets these folks on this show. If Melody's intention is to only be co-workers, she needs to have a side conversation with these people before they get on the show so the expectations are already set. They're here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no confusion. It ain't gonna be none of that, oh girl, I've been calling you for 4 months, texting you, you ain't responded. So when we get in front of the camera, and I'm gonna repeat this again on episode 2, so when we get on the camera, girl, I can say, oh yeah, girl, the last time we saw each other was at the reunion, girl, how you been? You look good, girl. It ain't gotta be none of this, girl, where you been? I've been calling you, texting you, girl, you ain't been responding, you changed your number, girl, what? It could literally just pick up from where we left off. Oh yeah, the last time we saw each other was at the reunion, girl. How you been? You look good, girl. How the kids doing? Girl, we should go have lunch tomorrow. If it's just gonna be a work thing. But don't have me thinking, girl, we friends, and girl, you really don't have any intention of building a friendship. It's just for the show, which is fine, but girl, at least tell me that. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, girl, that was pretty much it. We're gonna talk about, because it said to be continued, so we'll pick up whatever, we'll talk about the rest of it on episode 2. All right, y'all, I'm gone. Bye.